Hello everybody, what's happening? My name is Sonja Marie with Wordlife Astrology here on this God-given, beautiful Monday, May 6, 2024. Here to offer you up some weekly astrological inspiration sprinkled in with some spiritual understanding. I hope you take this all and it resonates in your heart, and if it doesn't, discard it. Throw it away. It ain't for you, boo-boo. It's all right. But again, if you digs with it, please subscribe, like, and share this information with those that do. And if you come here on a regular basis, it's really important that you at least put a thumbs up or put some emojis or some type of comment in the comment section, please, so we can get this algorithm rhythming. Get it on the beat, you know what I mean? Today is a beautiful day in which I want to announce one more time my one-woman show that's going up Saturday, June 8, 2024. It's entitled Free Bricks. The tickets are now available, so you can get that information in the description box below this video. Please come on out, everybody in the Los Angeles area, and celebrate in the arts, in the theater, and poetry and music and all things that's breathing life into people nowadays. It's enough things that's trying to take the life up out of us. So we have to make sure that we are getting things to breathe life inside of us. You did? Listen, another announcement very quickly before we go on into the week's forecast, so to speak. I am erecting a intro to intuitive astrology crash course. It's a crash course because it's only 4 Zoom sessions in June, every Tuesday in June. If you'd like to register and sign up for this very inexpensive but incredibly informative class, please hit me up in the link below and get started. I can't wait to assist you. Please and very please get on that thing before the class becomes too full. It's very limited space, okay? I'd appreciate it, and I'll see you there. Let's start with Monday, this beautiful day, May 6th, this God-given day, every day given to us by God is a beautiful day, that's for sure. And that moon is in Aries. It's going to slide into Taurus by the end of the day. So if you woke up feeling all this energy and ready to go and kick it off on a regular Monday, hopefully you got some things done and you didn't run into a few arguments or any type of confrontations or anything, because that moon in Aries always looking for a fight. Put your dukes up. When it slides into Taurus, things get a little bit pragmatic, a little methodical, a little slow, a little calming as well. But when it slides into Taurus, it will square Pluto going retrograde in Aquarius. That moon in Taurus squaring Pluto in Aquarius brings up some gnarly information and possibly some emotional information, because the moon is about emotions, right? But the square is a challenge to Pluto and its power as it goes backwards. And with Pluto being in Aquarius and it's showing its power or the lack of it, because it's kind of wobbling in the sky right now. Remember, it's retrograde until October 11th. It takes away from the power structures, right? And here's the thing, it being an Aquarius, it thinks that it knows what power structures need to be applied. And if the moon in Taurus is stubbornly going up against that, there's a weird face-off. There's a face-off of what people think they know and what people are holding on to. What they think they know is that Aquarius energy, and what they're holding on to because it's the law, or it has been proven, so to speak, in history, is that moon in Taurus. That's really interesting, y'all. That's really interesting. So the bottom line on Monday, if you find yourself in some kind of face-off, know that it's easier to deal with if you breathe for a second and listen and take into account of what new power structures are trying to come through, what new transformations are trying to find you, as opposed to you staying and brooding and being selfish about, well, this never worked in the past. Let me tell y'all something real quick. The past is gone. Absolutely gone. It has solidified a formation for us to ride on. It has solidified a path for us to walk through, but there's a new age happening. And Pluto slowing down in retrograde is giving us all humans a chance to catch up to that age. So if some power structures need to change, hold your hat. It may not be easy, but it's necessary. It may not be void of emotions, but wipe your tears and understand that it's time to change, because it's time to change. And what you know doesn't apply any longer. So figure out some new things with your people, by the way, with your tribe, with your friends, with some new ideologies that can set you free. You dig that? I hope so. So here comes Tuesday, when that moon stays in Taurus, and then we have a new moon at the end of Taurus, 11:22 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to be exact. There's a new moon at 18 degrees Taurus. That new moon always brings new opportunities, new perspectives, fresh starts, new ways of seeing things, right? And new moon in Taurus brings the new idea to manifest things, whether they are possessions, whether they are money, whether they again are new ideas and new inspirations. Taurus energy deals with heightened creativity as well, but the creativity that we can feel, that's rooted, that's authentic. Understand that Taurus energy, when it comes to bringing in the new creativity, it's new things that make you feel rooted and grounded and in a formation in which you can build from. Meaning, if there's some new inspirations coming through to you saying, this feels good, I think I want to write this. This feels good, I think I want to say this. This resonates deeply in my heart because it's authentic to who I am and where I'm going. I think I want to build on that and add some more layers to it. So when it's time for me to actually put a bullhorn to it, when it's time for everybody to actually come together and manifest more from it, it'll be worthy. You can see it. You'll shine in it. Yo, that new moon Taurus energy coming for you is helping you to set up these building blocks, yo. These building blocks for your new age, for where you're headed. Did I say that already? I don't want to undercut it, because we should all be getting excited in some way. Even though things are moving fast, even though things feel like we're crying one moment and we're laughing the next, know that it's building us up for the most glorious, glorious gift that we can give ourselves. And that's accepting where we are with what it is that we have right now, so more can come. That is a prize. That new moon in Taurus, check this out, is going to conjunct Venus in Taurus. Now, if it's not enough to bring in this new manifestation through this new moon, it's sitting next to Venus saying, yo, it's good. It brings us beautiful things. It brings us love. It brings us new opportunities to make money. Venus is about money, y'all. It brings us new opportunities to feel worthy. I think I kind of said that and alluded to that a little while ago. But that new moon sitting right and nice with Venus says, yo, get pumped up in your chest about the passionate things that you want to manifest, about the passionate new things that are coming through to grab you specifically because you did the work. Because you see your worth in it. Because the things and the possessions that you have, the resources and references that you have are yours to use. All you got to do is build on them and share them. All right? Yo, the new moon and Venus coming together. Come on, y'all. Y'all better shine with everything you got, even if it is just a little bit. That new moon in Taurus is also going to sextile Saturn in Pisces. Ooh, the feeling in my belly right now, I can't get up off of. And the thing about it is because that new moon sits right nice with Saturn's discipline, Saturn's lessons that were learned, Saturn's fears that you have tackled, at the very least looked it in its eyeball and said, what do you want to teach me, fear? Like, here's the deal. All the things that you've been facing off with, again, the restrictions and limitations and the fears, and some people have been plagued with some reoccurring daddy issues, right? All these things that are coming to the surface are being rewarded by these new moon manifestations that want to come through. Again, the universe says, have you been doing your work? Have you been staying right and nice with your spiritual disciplines? Have you been going to yoga? Have you been praying? Have you been meditating? Have you been accepting people's understandings of themselves and of you? Have you listened to their apologies? Have you been compassionate, again, and understanding of who they are? Have you? Have you really forgiven? Because if you are, this new moon says, well, open up even wider, boo-boo. I got more for you because you've been working on that thing now. Y'all get this? Come on now. If you shining, you shining. And let them reward you. Them, your ancestors, your guides, spirit, and the universe. Well, here comes Wednesday with that moon staying in Taurus, but it's going to slide into Gemini by the late afternoon. But bust this, with that moon in Taurus, it's going to conjunct Uranus in Taurus as well as Jupiter in Taurus. Now, for the sake of sounding like a broken record, because Uranus and Jupiter are faraway planets, they've been in Taurus for quite some time. So every time the moon goes in Taurus, it's absolutely going to conjunct Uranus and conjunct Jupiter. That means be in the same sign as those two planets, as the moon being in Taurus. So you'll hear me say this again, but it's an opportunity to go further into the change, the rebellious change of Uranus, to go further into the uniqueness of how you want to shape yourself to be. It's saying go further into the blessings and the gifts and the opportunities that are making themselves available to you. Now, what's so interesting, and that's Jupiter, by the way, and what's so interesting about this is that because it's in Taurus, we probably need to be reminded over and over and over again what these different Uranus blessings, Jupiter, look like. Why? Because sometimes Taurus takes things like the tortoise that it is. It takes things slowly, methodically, pragmatically, always asking questions, not necessarily definitive about what changes and rearrangements that are happening around it, because Taurus says, you got to prove it to me. I'm not going to move so hastily. You know, I got a little bit more wisdom than that. So with the moon in Taurus hitting Uranus and Jupiter over and over and over again, it's like the door is opening up more and more and more to show you your uniqueness, Uranus, and your blessings, Jupiter. Just let it crack open a little bit more. And hopefully you will be reminded of how dope you are and how the blessings are finding you because you deserve it. Because you've been working on it and because you're God's child. I need a squirrel to begin to reprogram what it is we feel that we deserve in this moment. We're not thinking about the past. We're not thinking about the poor mother we were, or the dad that we were, the mistakes that we made at our job. We're not thinking about the choices that we made, possibly how poorly they may have been as a friend, as a lover, as a daughter, as a son. We're not thinking about those things any longer. They are fading away. And if we have to think about them, we're thinking of solutions that are wrapped around them. Because these new opportunities that are coming to us cannot survive in these old paradigms, in these old places. They can't exist in the same place. I cannot say that enough. Because some people in some way like to stuff their suitcases, so to speak. Let me get one more sock in here, one more t-shirt if I roll it and stuff it and make it a ball. No, ma'am. No, sir. Because it's a new day. It's a new bag. Me and my analogies, Lord. Also on Wednesday, that moon being in Taurus before it goes into Gemini is going to sextile Neptune. I love when the moon and Neptune gets together. I really, really, really do. And I took a little inspiration from my friend, Reverend Jason, today. If y'all don't know about him and ODBC, oh man, on Facebook, just look up Our Daily Prayer Call, or on Instagram, Our Daily Prayer Call. Reverend Jason is the bomb diggity. And he gave me a little inspiration in my heart that goes along with this particular aspect. The moon, sextile and Neptune, is all about inspiration. It's all about imagination, is what Reverend Jason was talking about. In order for us to tap into a new life, we have to imagine it. We have to see it in our mind's eye for it to be possible. We have to understand that we can dream the wildest dream. We can see the wildest, most prophetic outcome. And that means it's getting closer to us. If our imagination is not sparked, hopefully by this aspect of the moon sextile and Neptune on Wednesday, then how can we see the forest from the trees? We will stay literally in our own little box of despair. There's so much more out there. Squirrel, it's almost like when you are from a small town. You dig? And you can't imagine living in Saigon. You can't imagine living in Tibet. You can't imagine living in Belize. You can't imagine. Why? Because you stay stuck in this small little town. It's the same thing on Wednesday when that moon sextiles Neptune. Get your head up out of the town. Get your head up in the clouds just for a brief moment. Escape, daydream, get that inspiration through music, through art, through escaping for a quick second by partying or at the very least meditating. You understand? And allowing your mind to soar. If you can get there in your head, you can get there actually. I said that the same way 17 times just now, but I really want you to get it. Please leave some comments below and let me know how you feel about that. On Thursday, with that moon ripe and nice in Gemini style, it will sextile Mars in Aries. That moon in Gemini sextile Mars in Aries simply says, yo, use any and all information coming through that day. Gemini is about information, about communication, about social activities, right? Utilize all things, one or two or all the above, to access movement, to access getting things done. We all know, at least I think you do, that Mars in Aries, woo-wee, is full force ahead. And when it sextiles this moon in Gemini, they got a bunch of things going on. Moon in Gemini is multiplicit. It has a bunch of things going on, but it's also equipped with information and some genius-like information that can prove to be right, at the very least realistic, for you to keep moving with a reason, with a viable reason. Yo, make that pairing work for you, please. Know that whatever information is there for you and it feels right, just go. Just go so you can jump to the next lily pad. Squirrel, I'm squirreling a lot today. Most people stay stuck because the information that they receive doesn't propel them to the next launching, the next lily pad, the next step. Well, with that moon in Gemini sitting right and nice with that Mars in Aries, it's like, here's the words. Here's the sociability. Here's the community. Here's the understanding of what you can utilize in any and every different way, compartmentalize that thing so we can go. So you can see where your future, where your life is headed. Yo, utilize that energy, y'all. Please and very please. So at the very least, by the end of the week, you're looking back like, ooh, I made some strides. On Friday, with that moon right and nice in Gemini, it's going to go into Cancer by the end of the day. But with that moon right and nice in Gemini, it wants to sextile Mercury in Aries. So here comes Mercury in Aries hitting right with the moon in Gemini. Here we go. The day before, it was saying, let's go. Aries and Mars. However, on Friday, that same moon in Gemini, propelling all type of information and sociability, hits Mercury, hits Gemini's planet while it's in Aries. That might sound a little confusing, but understand this. The information is hitting up with the information, and now it's like, really, really, let's go. More importantly and more specifically, on Friday, it's about making the decision to go. Oftentimes, I read this a while ago, and I love it, so I say it a lot. Oftentimes, it's less about the doing and more about the decision. So even though the day prior to, when Mars says go, on Friday, it's going to meet up with the brain that says, okay, that was the right decision. Or if it's another situation that comes very, very separate from the day before, another situation that comes to you and say, I would like to move to Thailand. You don't have to buy a ticket. You don't have to decide where you live. You're going to live. Sometimes all it takes is the decision to say, you know what? My imagination prompted me to make a decision and say, I want a more peaceful life. So I'm going to get involved with all the expat situations I can and realize what it's going to take in order to move out of the country. What it's going to take in order for me to live on my own. What is it going to take for me to take my dog and my cat and my children and find a job in Saigon somewhere? Y'all see what I'm saying? On Friday, it's about the decision. Make the decision to be better and the rest will follow. All right? Moving quickly through this week, as you can tell, there are not too many aspects, so I'm doing my best to give y'all all that I got with the aspects that are present. On Saturday, that's May 11th, the moon will be in Cancer. I do love when the moon is in Cancer because I'm a Cancer. Whenever the moon is in your sign on that particular day, you'll always feel a little bit more emotionally stable than others. If you're a Taurus, the moon in Taurus day is a good day for your emotions. If you're an Aquarius, the moon in Aquarius day is a good day for your emotions, and so on and so forth. So on Saturday, with the moon being in Cancer, it's about being emotional. It's about eating too, so watch your weight. It's also about getting snuggly with your mom or your family or the kids that are around you. Cancer energy is very, very family oriented and really doesn't like to do too much away from home. So if you plan the weekend to be close to home, that's all right. That's a good feel. It means that quality time is at hand, okay? And that's the same for Mother's Day, but we'll get there when I get there. That moon in Cancer, however, is going to square Mars in Aries. So before Mother's Day get here, you might have an argument with a woman or your mother. Why? Because the moon in Cancer, the emotional outburst of all things, emotional manipulation when it is challenged with that square, holding on to the past. The moon in Cancer, when it's challenged, loves to hold on to the past. This energy is going up against Mars in Aries, which means a lot of people are not going to have patience for those emotional outbursts. A lot of people just want to get things done or just stay superficial or move in a direction that has less to do with emotions and more to do with physicality of having a good time or dealing with themselves, because Mars in Aries is very self-centered as well. There's a question on Saturday whether you want to adhere to the emotions of people or you're like, you know what, bump this. I don't have time for these emotions. I want to fight. I don't have time for these emotions. I'm going to go over here and take care of myself. I don't have time for these emotions. I'd like to confront other issues that seem to be a little bit more important to me. Okay? However, everybody got feelings. Everybody can be heard. You can have a beautiful day Saturday if you take time to listen to people's hearts. If you take time to understand, to comprehend, to be a little bit more compassionate about how people feel, wipe their tears, and then go. Mars in Aries. I hope y'all understand that. It's a tricky day, but you can navigate it. And then Sunday, that moon stays in Cancer like I alluded to. It's a beautiful, beautiful day, a beautiful Mother's Day. The day prior, there could have been some arguments or whatever, but on this day, it's time to smooth them out. Happy Mother's Day to all the beautiful mothers out there, and to all the people that do not have their moms around and they are in the spirit world. I send so much love and light to your heart, and know that your mothers are wrapping themselves around you in this moment in time with love and light and appreciation for you, holding reverence for them. Okay? Please feel the love that's surrounding you, whether you are a mother or not, whether your mother is here or not. Just get that maternal instinct on you and allow it to nourish your own soul. Blessed with that moon being in Cancer, it's time to apologize for any arguments that could have happened on Saturday, right? But also, the moon is trining Saturn on that day. I like that because Saturn in Pisces, trining the moon in Cancer, gives us a time to what? Work a little hard, put up the little boundaries, because that's what Saturn is about, in a very compassionate, loving way that Pisces gives, in order to allow the emotions of that Cancer moon to really, really be felt. So the bottom line is possibly on Sunday, you can forgive your mother. Possibly on Sunday, you can forgive the women in your family for being the mother that they are. Possibly on Sunday, you can forgive you. Because as human beings, we make all these mistakes. We do. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. That's how we evolve. But when you hold on to your mistakes and you brood in them and you hold on to the past and really mull over what I did, I should have done, I could have done, if I could have, would have, should have. That's what folks always say. Big up to Lou Rawls. The bottom line is you can't. It serves no purpose to hold on to things that you can't even control any longer, nor can you change, is my point. So on Sunday, do yourself a favor and let out a big sigh, a sigh of compassion, knowing that everybody is doing the very best that they can do, including yourself, and bask in the fact that your mother got you here. Oftentimes I tell clients, listen, your mother is not obligated to be the mother that you think that they should be in your mind. Their job was to get you here, and you're here. So there you go. Boom, job done. I hope you get that. On Sunday as well, the last thing said is that moon in Cancer will sextile Uranus. Oh, I like that. This is why. Because Uranus, again, is about change, is about innovation, is about radical nuances of ways to see things, right? About being that weirdo, about shifts. So if that moon in Cancer is sitting right nice with a beautiful shift that's happening, possibly, maybe, that perspective can change overnight, where you can literally forgive your mother and start a clean slate, where you can literally switch things in your life that bring money, opportunities, possessions to help not only with you, but with your family, to help your foundation to grow. Let me give you a quick example. Maybe there's an opportunity for you not to only make money, but an opportunity to invest money on Sunday. Maybe there's a way that will present themselves on Sunday where you can switch up your whole financial history when it comes to your family, right? That new idea comes, or someone says, hey, you got $5,000 for this, you can make $20,000. And I'm not talking about a scam. I'm talking about some real deal stuff, right? It switches basically the entire financial outlook of where your family is going, where you think you should go, what you are worth. That's a big freaking deal. Allow it to happen. And more generally, it is time on that day with that moon sextile in Uranus to have a little bit more faith in the unknown. Because when things change, when things shift, you don't have a moment to vet things. You don't have a moment or two to say, this didn't prove to be well in the past. I don't know if it's going to work again. Every day is a new day. And even though there are some things in history that prove to be cyclical, at the very least, when you grow, so does things in your life grow. And so do relationships and connections with people and employers and employees and opportunities and projects. They change as well. So have you been changing, boo-boo? Have you been changing from the inside out? Have you been forgiving yourself more? Have you been taking breaks and resting, okay? Or at the very least, or just the opposite. Have you been working more, putting in that grind because you've been kind of sitting back for the last year or so? Like whatever is coming to you is based on the energy that you put out. And when Uranus says shift, you got to trust it. You get that? All right, one of my favorite parts of these particular rundowns. Let's pick the card of the week and see what vibration can follow us. Yes, and very yes. Yes, and very yes. I don't know where that song is coming from, nor that melody. However, some never, I believe in change. The symbol in this card is an enormous wheel representing time, fate, karma. Galaxies spin around this constantly moving circle, and the 12 signs of the zodiac appear in its circumference. Just inside the circumference are the 8 trigrams of the I Ching, and even closer to the center are the 4 directions, each illuminated by the energy of lightning. The spinning triangle is at this moment pointed upward toward the divine, and the Chinese symbol of yin yang, male and female, creative and receptive, lies at the center. It has often been said that the only unchanging thing in the world is change itself. Life is continuously changing, evolving, dying, and being reborn. All opposites play a part in this vast circular pattern. If you cling to the edge of the wheel, you can get dizzy. So move toward the center of the cyclone and relax, knowing that this too shall pass. Ashe, ashe, ashe. To you and all these beautiful people, and of course to the divine, we thank you. So it is. As the change comes in and whips us and throws us around for the best outcome possible, stay faithful, stay in the center, and know again that it will pass. The good times will pass, the negative times will pass, but it all makes up your particular journey. How sweet it is. Go to my website at Wordlife Astrology for any information that you need for my shows or any classes or courses we have going up, or to check up and see what we have new going on Wordlife Astrology. Thank you for tuning in. Again, please like and subscribe and share and comment below so we can get the rhythm going, all right? I appreciate you. Have an awesome, awesome week and embrace all changes happening. Adios.